Please roll call.
Yeah, Mayor Case.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Nakai.
Here.
Councilmember Bryant.
Here.
Councilmember Gear.
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Smith.
Yep.
Thank you.
Would everyone please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. That takes us to item 3. Item A is an update and briefing regarding a violation identified during a sanitary survey inspection. Kip,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good evening, council. Can you, Rob, is the mic on? There we go.
you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Rob. Good evening, council. Before you tonight is not the greatest of information. Every 3 years, our water treatment plant is inspected by the state of Colorado, and we had an inspection on July 3rd. In that inspection, a couple of deficiencies were found. I wouldn't say found, noted. And I'm before you tonight just to kind of explain those because public notices will be going out. So two violations that occurred there. They're a tier 3 and a tier 2. The state has a 3-tier structure. I explained this to you when we did the lead service line information. So one is a tier 2 and one is a tier 3. They are management, periodic storage tank inspections not documented. So our tanks are supposed to be inspected once a year, and that's documented. We actually inspect our tanks 12 times a year, once a month. We failed to document those inspections, and that's what we're being noticed for. And that is a 30-day notice to the public. And that tomorrow, this public notice will be mailed out to every resident, explaining exactly what that is. I'm here to tell you that it's already been corrected. It was actually, I shouldn't say corrected, I'm sorry. Tanks were already inspected and forms were documented before our inspection, but this is from the previous 12 months. Okay. We have 30 days to notice the public. That's going to be August 30th is that deadline. And this is going to go out tomorrow, August 22nd. We're also, with the help of Kristen, doing social media blasts. We're going above and beyond the state's requirements. Basically, they just want a simple mailer, but we are going above and beyond with social media and our website. Okay. The second notice is similar to the first one as far as record keeping, verifying calibration of the turbidity meter. So we have 3 turbidity meters in the plant. Every day we verify our turbidity meters, which is not required, but we verify those turbidity meters are reading within a certain range. We failed to calibrate that turbidity meter, even though it wasn't reading out of range per the manufacturer's recommendation. And this is a tier 3 violation that doesn't require the public notice in this realm, but we are being fully transparent and submitting both on the same public notice and moving forward with that. That was also corrected before the inspection, as we noted it before our inspection, and had new turbidity meters installed and calibrated from the actual manufacturer instead of staff doing it. So we're ahead of the game in that sense. I can answer any questions. Want council to know this public notice is going out tomorrow. It's all the envelopes are stuffed, labels are on, postage has been applied, and they're going out.
Thank you.
Jeff,
2 questions, Kip. First, for the public's information, what's a turbidity meter?
It measures the clarity of the water.
And then on the second part, the tank inspection, just to be clear for the public, it's not that the inspections weren't done, it's that they weren't documented properly.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you, Kip.
anything else, council, for staff?
I do have one more question.
Yes, Seth.
When the turbidity meter was replaced by the manufacturer or the vendor, were the readings consistent with the previous turbidity meters, or was there any evidence that they may have been out of calibration.
No, they're all within the tolerances of what the other ones were.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else, council? All right. Thank you so much, Kip.
Sorry to be up here, council.
You're fine.
You're all right, bud.
We appreciate you bringing it to our attention. All right, item 3B is appointments to the Main Street Board of Directors. And council, we would be looking to interview these candidates individually. And then we'll also vote on them individually, and Suzanne will coordinate that for us. And then we will be appointing 5. We will have one gentleman joining us, Derek Wagner, I believe, is going to join us by Zoom.
He's on.
Rob, okay, great. And then the rest, one person withdrew, Suzanne?
Yes,
Who
there's
was-
now 8 candidates.
Who was it that withdrew?
Natalie Ray.
Thank you.
I think there's another Zoom too.
All right, Nicole Demers, Rob, is also probably going to Zoom in with us this evening for this interview. Thank you. All right, so we'll start. Suzanne, I'll let you call them from your list up to the podium to visit with the council.
Sure. For the audience sake and public sake, I'd like to just give a little bit background in history.
Please.
So people know what we're doing. As council and public will recall, last council meeting, Anita and Kimberly did a presentation on the Main Street Board, the reestablishing of the Main Street Board. There was a call for volunteers for the board. We have been advertising for several weeks. As Mayor stated, received numerous applications. Some of the applicants that applied just wanted to be in a more volunteer role, more of a subcommittee working in that capacity. So those names are not being brought forward to you. The names that are being brought forward to you are from applicants that would like to be on the board. The positions on the board that we are looking to fill, but Main Street will appoint them. We just need you to send the people to them, is a president, a vice president, a secretary, treasurer, and member at large. So those would be the 5 board members that Main Street, when they get their first meeting together, they would assign and vote and rack them, stack them, and figure it out that way. So that's not for council to decide. It's for council just to send the 5 forward to the Main Street Committee. Kimberly and Anita have vetted all of the candidates that are before you this evening, and they meet all the criteria that's expected, and they're all eligible to apply. So I'd like to call them up in the order that we have them on our sheet here. And the first one, and forgive me, I don't know any of these individuals. The first one, hopefully I pronounce it right, is Joseph Perea. Is Joseph Perea here? Do you know if he's here? Okay, because I thought they were all notified and told. Okay. Okay, but we didn't hear from him. Okay, so we'll take him right off. The next candidate on our list is Tim Miller.
Welcome, Tim. If you would just tell us your full name and city of residence, please, when you get to the podium.
Tim Miller. I reside in Divide, but I do work here in Woodland Park. Yeah.
Great. Would you just please give the council a little information about yourself and why you'd like to serve on Main Street? Please.
Sure. Most people know me because I run the greatest library district in the known universe, being Rampart Library District. I do have a fair history with Main Street, the Main Street program in particular. I used to run libraries in Elbert County, Colorado, and I was on the Main Street board there for about 4 years. But I have a decent amount of experience with, of course, community building and municipal governments in general. I served on the dais for the metropolis of Simla, which has a population of 625 people, for 3.5 years. I've been a public administrator now for about 10 years and served on a wide variety of nonprofits. Mhm.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Council, questions for Tim?
Hello.
Hi.
I don't recognize you without the ponytail.
Everybody has told me that, you know, I got the haircut in December and folks are still saying that.
And I actually do know where Simla is. We used to drive out there every year and get a cow, half a cow and a pig.
Yeah,
As a
and
kid.
and you'd blink and you'd miss it
Yes.
sometimes, yeah.
So my actual question is, how long have you lived in the county and why did you move here?
I've lived here almost 4 years come December now. But that doesn't speak of my history sort of in the area. I grew up in the Colorado Springs area, in particular in Monuments. So I went to Palmer Lake Elementary. My stepdad fixed gliders on the Air Force Academy base. I did spend about 10 or 11 years in Minnesota, but what brings me to this county is I've always loved it. I mean, it was a dream to get the job here where I would go hiking almost every weekend in my 20s before I had kids and a family and things like that. So I love this place a lot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Seth?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. I heard you say you had been on boards and associated with different nonprofits and obviously here with our amazing library. Can you tell me about your experience with fundraising?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of part and parcel to what a library does, not that we rely on funding necessarily, but I've worked with a wide variety of Friends of the Library groups to raise funds, as well as the foundation. I know most of you, if not all of you, come to our annual fundraiser for the foundation. So our foundation members do the heavy lifting for that, but a library director obviously plays a large part in that. I served as president, vice president on the Simla Community Action Committee, which essentially ran a thrift store and ran community events. And I'm certain there's nonprofits I'm forgetting. Currently, I'm the president of our local Toastmasters Above the Clouds. We're assisting with the Light Above the Clouds parade. I think, is that what they're calling it these days? All right. So in that capacity, we're helping to fundraise as well. Yeah.
Jeff, anything? George?
Yeah, hi, Tim. Thank you for applying. As the mayor has said, we're really excited about the number of applications we got. Can you give me a concise overview, let's call it that, of what Main Street, what its purpose is? Do you know? Yeah.
I can give you my view of what it
Yeah, please.
does. It's essentially a program that works on economic development in a way. And I see that as sort of multifaceted by helping local businesses thrive. Of course, local economies thrive. Of course, the community thrives. People have a better quality of life. So Main Street is about creating or making a place into a locality that people want to spend money, that people who live there want to enjoy. So in light of that, I would say that the Main Street program is about economic development, essentially, and it's through the process of placemaking, which I forgot to mention, I served on the placemaking committee for the town of Kiowa as well. So making a place means that you're going to improve quality of life as well as build the local economy. That's essentially what Main Street does.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Steve, any questions?
Sure.
Okay.
In light of you know, wanting to be on the Main Street board there, how often or have you gone around to the different businesses and spoke with them on what the Main Street could do to help them become better businesses?
I've not spoken to them at all on that.
On that topic, but
Mm.
I will say, Tim, walks Main Street almost daily, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, oftentimes 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
daily. I try to do about a
Local
mile
kids.
loop each time. In lieu of eating, I try to starve myself and walk. Yeah.
Groovy.
Anything else, council, for Tim? Tim, thank you very much. If you would stay with us while we work through the process,
Of
thank
course.
you.
And I do have a question, Madam Mayor,
Yes.
maybe for Suzanne,
Please.
and that is, so how are we voting on folks? What does that look like? We're just taking one name and you're just calling a roll on it, or?
Well, I could do whatever you'd like. We could hand out paper ballots if you'd like. We've done that in the past where you list the 5 that you'd like. And then we could read them into the record. You could vote on them individually. You could make motions to appoint someone. It's really at your discretion. You just let me know and I'll.
Did you, maybe I missed that. At the
We have
beginning.
not discussed
Okay.
what that
No.
might look like.
Okay.
Why don't we finish the interviews and then we'll have that discussion on how we want to proceed with voting.
Okay.
Is that okay with you all?
Mhm.
All right, great.
So our next candidate is Jeff Billsland.
Welcome, Jeff. If you would give us your full name and town of residence, and then a little bit about you and why you're interested in serving on Main Street.
Sure. My full name is Jeffrey Lee Billsland. I reside in Woodland Park, about 8 miles out of downtown. I've been here about 2 years, born and raised in Peoria, Illinois. I've done a lot of volunteer work, just because getting into a new community, I'd really like to put some effort forward to become a volunteer and help the community as well as possible. So for the last year, I've been looking for an opportunity to help Woodland Park. Even my realtor agent told me that every time I drove through Woodland Park, I would light up. So he knew this was the place for me. So I owned, operated, and successfully sold a small business back in Peoria, Illinois. I currently hold a business license for a consulting firm, which is just myself. It's just a small business. I'm basically retired, and I'll pick and choose the jobs that I'd like if anything comes forward. So if you have any questions, be happy to answer them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Catherine?
Hi, thanks for applying.
Thank you.
I had a quick question. You wrote in one of your answers was, what, in your opinion, are the 3 most pressing issues facing the city of Woodland Park's downtown area? And the first one was get a new restaurant into the vacant building on 24. Which vacant building?
I would say the north side, the red building, that I think you've all know about. It would be a strong challenge
Yes,
to
okay.
do that, and I understand that. But that would be one of the focus, because I think that's a really perfect situated building to put another restaurant in. But that's not up to me, that's really up to you, but it's also up to the owner of the building.
Correct. And that was actually the building I thought you were referring to.
Yeah, I think you,
Right.
yeah,
Okay, that's all I had. Thanks.
sure.
Seth?
Yeah, I appreciate that being a new resident, you jumped in and started volunteering. Can you tell me about any of the volunteer experience you've had in Woodland Park so far?
Not in Woodland Park. I haven't had a chance to volunteer. I've gone to a lot of the events. The 4th of July, which was a very successful event. I really liked it and brought friends in from Colorado Springs to enjoy it, and some friends that came back from Illinois, and they absolutely loved it. I mean, it's a really nice small town. I was looking at search and rescue. I like to be outside. I like to work outside. I've been in construction most of my life, so I enjoy being outside. And that's one of the pulls that got me to Colorado, along with some friends in Steamboat Springs. And I ski, I snowmobile, I ATV, I hike, whatever I can do outdoors is fun. But as far as volunteer work, back in Peoria, Illinois, was community development vice president for the Peoria JCs when I was younger, much younger. We did a lot of volunteer work, a lot of projects. I'm not afraid of any large projects, small projects, and I think that's a big draw for the community to do that. Most of my volunteer work, I volunteered with my late wife in Ameren, Illinois, for their safety fairs, and we've done volunteer work for them as well. So just a various areas of volunteering.
Okay. And your consulting business, is that around construction and development?
Yeah, I build and design data centers for a living. That's where I started selling data center equipment and moved into design and construction of data centers. Finished off a project last year in 2024, which was a very successful project. And now I'm pretty much semi-retired or retired. And I like to keep busy, even though the house I bought needed a little love. And I keep busy working there, but getting involved in the community really sets a tone for me to make sure that make the community thrive even more than what it is.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Jeff, anything? All right, George?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Jeff, thank you. And again, just as Councilmember Nakai stated, thank you for applying. I wanted to dig into that question as well a little bit more. As you probably know, and as Tim had mentioned before you, Main Street is about collaboration, rejuvenation, those kind of things. So if I look at item 1 and 2 that you stated, let's get a new restaurant, let's entice new retail. How would you do that?
Well, that would be, I do know that the DDA does a lot of work, and that would be the forefront. I mean, first you got to gather information, understand what the community needs, what it doesn't need, what people have already gone through, and failures and successes, and that would be, I would have to dig in with the council, also with the DDA, because I'd love to work with them in conjunction to get their projects, our projects, to see if we can entice more people. And the only way to entice more businesses to come is to get more business, and that way would be through probably social media, some of the advertisements, pulling people from Colorado Springs, Denver. You get more people in town, more events happening, means more chance for businesses to look at investing in the area.
Got it. Okay, good. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for clarity. Notice, Anita, I didn't say preservation.
All right, thank you, George. Steve?
Yeah, I'll have the same question. Have you taken the time yet to walk around and talk to these other businesses and get to know them and feel what their needs are that this, board can help with?
Not at this time. I have I've gone to almost every restaurant in town. I've gone to different places of business. I've seen what is working and what's going on. I have not talked with the business owners at this point. Obviously, it'd be futile for me to. I mean, I've had some conversations, and they're all very friendly people. They all want to sell their products, and they all want more business, like every other business does. So, if I am elected onto this board, that would be one of the things to do, is go talk with the people and get more information on what they see as they need for the community to thrive a little bit more. You're welcome.
All right, anything else, Council? All right. Thank you so much, Jeff. If you wouldn't mind staying with us for a little bit while we finish the interviews.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, Caitlin. Would you just share your full name and city of residence, please?
Yes, I'm Caitlin Gonzalez and I live in Woodland Park, just across the street from Walmart.
Thank you. If you would just share why you're interested in Main Street, a little bit about yourself, please, for the council.
Absolutely. I live here and I want to see our city thrive. I have 2 kids and I want them to enjoy living here and growing up here. And as a mom, I want them to stay here too, but they're free to do what they want when they grow. We can only choose so much in their lives. I am the studio administrative director of Dana's Dance, located right on Antler Alley, and have personal preference to have Antler Alley finished and well maintained as one of our things going forward with the Main Street Initiative. And yeah, I love being a patron also of our town and our businesses and our restaurants, and just love seeing everything thriving.
Thank you. Catherine, do you have a question?
So I'm going to go back to my original question. So you've been here 7 years?
Yeah.
What brought you to Woodland Park?
Divine providence, ultimately. We joke that the mountains were calling, so we answered the call and we came. And really, divinely found Woodland Park. Did not know it existed outside of Colorado Springs until we were driving ourselves crazy trying to find a home out here. And gosh, literally within the day of finding Woodland Park and looking for a house, we underbid, put in an offer. They accepted our offer and knew we were supposed to have their house and just were meant to be here. So are grateful to be here.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Seth?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I noticed on your application that you sit on other boards. Can you tell me about how maybe your experiences there might translate and if you've had any fundraising experience through those?
Yes, I have. I sit on a private philanthropic foundations board. We've been in operation, I think 10 years, 11 years now. And I've been vice president on that board, as well as just a board member and holding different titles there. And I've seen the fundraising process go very well. I've seen it not go well, just depending on the types of fundraising events we've done. I've also seen what that money can do for an organization or for a nonprofit and how well that can help those organizations really thrive to continue to do what they do well.
Jeff, anything? You're so quiet tonight. George?
Hi, Caitlin. Thank you, as always, for applying. Appreciate that. And can you talk, I like your answer about some of the most pressing issues. Walkability is a big thing in this town, and it's a topic that comes up quite often, depending on what, board you're on or council and so on. Can you talk a little bit more about your thoughts on the walkability?
Yes, most of you probably know my husband, Christopher Gonzalez, and his work with Teller Trail Team and helping the city acquire Avenger Open Space and his work on Parks and Rec Advisory Board. I think with our Main Street initiative, there could be some amazing collaborations with the city and Parks and Rec and just some of these boards coming together to make our city more desirable, more walkable. When things are more walkable, it makes businesses more attainable to get to. Just from our local patrons that live here. We are currently working on some of the well, I say working, my husband and I chat about some of our ideas and desires to see Fountain Creek Greenway connected right through to the downtown, making the downtown more walkable, whether it's a pedestrian bridge or making Bergstrom Park more accessible as well as potentially creating some trails that connect some of our existing trails through and around Woodland Park too. A big draw for Woodland Park for tourists and people coming up here is our outdoor and open space and our recreation. And so making that more prominent and connective is a huge thing. So connectivity, I guess, would be the underlying kind of
Theme there. Yep,
yeah,
thank you.
theme. So Steve?
I'll ask the same thing.
Okay.
Have you gone around to the businesses and such and asked them or talked with them about their concerns and how the committee can help benefit, everybody?
Just my current place of work, which is Dana's Dance. I've been able to have a lot of conversations since I've been hired with them the past few months, looking toward the future for their growth and sustainability as well in our current economic environments, as well as just patroning kind of what our other gentlemen have been able to share. I love going to our coffee shops and our restaurants, and I love seeing them thrive. And as a member of the board, I would love to be able to go a little bit more door to door and have those conversations for sure. I think it's important to know what the needs are in the community and what our business owners are feeling the needs are as well as our residents.
Thank you.
Anything else, council? All right, thank you very much. If you would just stick around with us for a bit. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Our next candidate is Andrea Connolly. Andrea, when you approach, would you please give us your full name and city of residence and a little bit about why you're here and who you are?
Yes, my name is Andrea Connolly and I live here in Woodland Park. I own Hunt & Homestead and the Marketplace, which we just opened early May. So I work with 91 other local businesses in the area that are in my store, as well as multiple others that I do supporting events, and they support my events as well. My husband and I moved here 6.5 years ago from South Florida. I'm originally from a small mountain town in Pennsylvania, and when my husband, who was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, was willing to leave South Florida, I said, let's go. Very similar story. We came here on an interview trip after applying for jobs. Within 2 weeks, we both had interviews out here in Colorado Springs. We came up here to Woodland Park, and I needed to get back to a small mountain town. It was like, this is home. I got a job offer here on the trip. We made an offer on the house a couple days later, and that's all she wrote. We have volunteered in the area we have fostered 9 local children in the past 5.5 years. We just decided we were ending our journey because we were trying to adopt another little one for a sibling for our little guy through private adoption. So we can't foster anymore, but wanted to continue to support and help children in the area. So just attended my first Kiwanis meeting last week.
Excellent. Thank you. Catherine, you can pass.
Yeah, I'll pass for now. I might have something.
Okay. Seth,
Along the same lines as kind of most of my questions, can you tell me about any experience with fundraising or collaboration that you've had?
Yeah, so my experience with fundraising does not come from nonprofits. My background in my career before I got 2 newborn babies 2 years ago and had to leave my corporate world was I was in commercial real estate for the most part. So I was the director of marketing for a lot of companies, and I ran all of the investor meetings and did the investor quarterly reports and did a lot of that outreach to those investors for fundraising.
George,
Oh, okay.
you gave me the
Hi.
time.
Hi, Andrea. Thank you again for applying. I really didn't have much for you other than one of the things of the 3 most pressing issues. You mentioned like-minded business marketing coaching for business. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah. So one thing that I, especially with my commercial real estate background, I was the marketing director and I managed a lot of struggling shopping malls, and a lot of those businesses just needed a little coaching, a little help with their marketing or whatever it might be. And to be able to see those businesses flourish with that little bit of help that they need is just really rewarding. I do that in my own business. So we offer complimentary classes for the marketplace vendors on how to use Canva, how to use ChatGPT, how to do all these, fun things that I know from my marketing background. That's really been helpful to them and their small businesses as well. So I really think that my background with all of that would help maybe pull some of those resources together, even possibly getting the SBA involved. I have a business coach through the SBA, and have them put on, complimentary classes for our small businesses here, just to try to help them in various different ways improve their businesses.
Excellent. Thank you.
And Steve.
Well, you pretty much answered the question. So thanks for applying.
All right. Anything else, council? Andrew, thank you. If you just hang out with us for a bit, please. She's coming. Michelle Gillespie. Hello, Michelle. If you'd give us your full name and town of residence, please, a little bit about you and why you're interested in the Main Street Board.
My name is Michelle Gillespie. I have lived here for 18 years. I live in Woodland Park over in Paradise Estates. My goal to be on this committee is to help Woodland Park become more visually appealing. I have a degree in interior design. I am also a project manager for a construction company. And yeah, I think that Woodland Park could be prettier going up and down the Main Street area.
Thank you. Catherine.
Thank you for applying. I have nothing.
Okay. Seth?
I'd like to ask you, as kind of a longtime resident of Woodland Park, what kind of experience do you have fundraising in our community, and what kind of opportunities for collaboration do you see if you are part of the Main Street Board?
I have been on Teller County Relay for Life. I was the president of that for 4 years. I also was the president of Give, which was both of my girls were at Gateway Elementary, and I was the president of the PTA, who was called Give, while they were there. And I also have helped with Habitat for Humanity as well as Vino and Notes. As far as the vision, I'm sorry, what was the question again? The vision? Yeah.
What type of collaboration do you think would be beneficial if you were, that you could help identify?
As I said, I'd like to make the area prettier. I would collaborate with each of the individuals that work, or I would work and collaborate with them. My biggest thing is usually the windows that they have that you can see up and down, that they don't have showcasing on what really they have inside their stores. Maybe collaborate with making them have more ideas as far as the outside curb. Could they help with putting flowers out? Could they help with making, their entryway prettier? Could we do some sort of contest on who has the best window display during the holidays or something like that?
Okay, great, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, George. He's given me the way.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. And this probably, I'll let you answer the question. I think I know what the answer is. So in your response to the three most pressing issues, you mentioned traffic, parking, and businesses changing hands. I'm just curious what is your understanding of how Main Street is going to help with those issues?
As far as the parking issue, I follow a page on social media called Revitalize or Die. It is a very interesting page, and I don't know that parking is necessarily an issue. They have to bring the customer in. If they want to come bad enough, they can walk. I mean, I can walk from my house. Main Street is or from Woodland Park, Walmart to the hospital's 2 miles, I think. So you can walk anywhere you need to go. I don't know that parking is necessarily an issue. It is more the case of what an individual business can do to bring the client in or the customer in.
Traction. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Hi, how are you? Long time no see.
Yeah, well, you pretty much answered the question. I have done those relays, walks.
I think I remember you being there all night long.
Yes, ma'am. So, welcome. Thanks for applying.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. If you'd please just stay with us a bit, we're gonna talk to a couple more folks.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Mayor, our next candidate is via Zoom, and it's Nicole Demers or Demers.
Let us know, Nicole, when you're ready to go. And just give us your full name and your city of residence and a little bit about yourself and why you would like to serve on Main Street Board. Please.
Hi, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you so much for letting me join in through Zoom. I was anxious to still be part of this, so I appreciate the opportunity.
You bet.
So I have lived in Woodland Park now for 7 years. My husband and I moved up towards the end of 2018. And previous to that, we lived in Colorado Springs. And my husband was actually the one kind of hopeful that we would one day live in Woodland Park. And I had spent a decent amount of time in there for work and just, exploring the area and hiking and passing through to go to other areas as well. But obviously for its beauty and for accessibility, but also still feeling like it was kind of its own little quiet haven. It was very attractive and for all those reasons, that's why we love living here.
All right, thank you. Catherine, a question?
No, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for applying, Nicole.
Oh, thank you.
Seth.
Yes, what kind of opportunities do you see for collaboration, potentially with businesses or other community organizations as our Main Street?
I'm actually really excited about approaching if elected to the committee, to actually focusing on collaboration with the different businesses along Main Street. I think that it's fun to kind of do the whole, competition and have like, who has the best display or things like that. But I think like we've missed something over the last few years in actually finding ways to help one another and to sync up with, the various businesses that we have, and to find ways to work together and, get everyone together in the same rooms and find out what everybody needs and how we can kind of support each other. I think a lot of that stuff starts as kind of as a grassroots type thing. And if we don't share that kind of teamwork and that culture, like on a base level, I think it's pretty hard to build that beyond the community and to attract it from, neighboring towns or even tourists on the long term. So I think if we have a lot of that excitement and connectivity with each other at the different businesses, and kind of, team building and finding out, what is everybody needing and wanting to accomplish, and, what's most important to them or needed in growing their business, or, whether it's presence or advertising or, more, activities, throughout the season, whether it's summertime or, in the wintertime when things are quieter for them, how can we help each other to give each business a voice and a bigger presence, and kind of rooting each other on, and not just kind of each business on their own.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
George?
I'm watching him now. All right. Hi, Nicole. Thank you
Hi.
for applying.
Oh, thank you.
And actually, I think you've answered, but I kind of want to just let everybody know your answer to the most pressing issues was tidiness in the downtown, I assume, fresh updates that appeal to both locals and tourists, and then building more community and pride through connectivity. And you actually went through all of that, and I was going to ask you how, but you just explained that, so I don't want to ask that again. So thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Steve?
Yeah, I'll go back to that same question. Have you, before this, gone around to some of the businesses and such and spoke with them in regards to their concerns and how Main Street can help them as a business?
Yes, not to all of them, but in the last about almost 3 years, we actually live right off of Main Street now, so kind of right behind the cow hand. And that's kind of part of what I think spiked my interest when I heard that this was coming up and available, and because it's given a totally different perspective on the community, and and the flow of business and traffic, and and we've spent a lot more time going up and down Main Street and patroning the different shops and the restaurants and coffee shops and everything. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but I don't know how to not talk to people. So I end up talking to everybody when I go in, which has been a really fun opportunity, getting to know the employees in each shop, some of the owners in the shops, and kind of finding out like where they're from, like what they enjoy doing as part of the community, and kind of how they want to hold a presence, or how they want to progress, and what they kind of envision, not even just so much for their business, but just for the town in general. A lot of people, I think they're not thinking just, oh, I want my business. Everybody wants their business to be busy and profitable. But I think a lot of the people, because of kind of the mindset and the heart and where people, like what brought people to Woodland Park to begin with, I think a lot of those people share a commonality where they want to have that community, and they want to find to help each other. And honestly, I didn't even realize how much of a common thing it was until we moved right off of Main Street. I wasn't really connected to that, and I didn't realize how much of the community really actually seems to have a desire to work together and to build kind of that core, I think that core trait of helping one another, which I think is really special, and something that I think we can use a lot of momentum with.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nicole. We'll be right back with you.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, our final candidate is Derek Wagner, and he's on Zoom as well.
Derek, when you get situated, if you'd give us your full name and city of residence and a little bit about you and why you'd like to serve on the Main Street Board.
Is this thing working?
There you go.
There we go. Technology, not my strong suit by far. Hey,
Welcome.
everybody. Derek Wagner, initially moved to Woodland, well, actually to Divide in 1993. Lived there for a few years, moved back to Florida for a bit to open some businesses, came back full-time 2018. But I'd been visiting back and forth, staying a number of months each year, just for the camaraderie, the hiking, the hunting, fishing, just the Colorado lifestyle, but always ended up coming back to this region. And when the opportunity came to find my forever home, it was in Woodland Park, and been here ever since.
All right. Thank you, Catherine. Hey, Derek. Thanks
Hey.
for applying. Hey, so I had a question on your answer to what, in your opinion, are the three most pressing issues facing the city of Woodland Park's downtown area? And you said local businesses and community members unwilling to take action for betterment of the downtown area. So how do you see doing that?
Well, I think it comes in line with what Tim was up there saying earlier about the community involvement, enhancement of businesses and what have you. But I think the part that was not mentioned was also keeping as best we can, the original character of the town. You know, all this development, well, Tava, but we don't want to discount what got us to where this town is and the history that's still there that we want to sort of preserve, conserve, whichever way you want to label it. And with some of the old timers, as far as businesses, we have a lot of new businesses in town, new business owners, and sorry for the background noise. But getting them to get on board with where this town is going to go and be a part of it rather than just sit on the sidelines and let it go where other people might take it.
Hey, thank you. Seth.
Is it breaking up?
No, you're
Oh,
fine.
okay. All right.
I'll piggyback off Catherine here, and really your last answer. You've identified that a fear of change can really be problematic when you're trying to achieve some goals. What do you think is one of the best ways that you'd be able to help business owners and community members get on board with positive changes for our community?
Getting in their front door and talking to them, waylay their reservations and concerns that are probably unvetted just because it's the unknown. You know, coming in and trying to change a town that really hasn't changed much in so long. Giving them some, I think use the word comfort, but give them some comfort as to where this town can potentially go, and show them that it's, for the betterment and not the detriment of the town. It's not going to be Radiator Springs from movie Cars.
Thank you very much.
George?
Hey, Derek, thank you for applying. Admittedly, I was surprised when I saw your application come through. I guess I'm going to ask a couple of things. So I know that the question, and Catherine had brought this up, but the question asked the most pressing issues. It doesn't say as it relates to Main Street. And I think what I'm looking for is some of your answers dealing with change or dealing with abandoned buildings. I'm trying to figure out how Main Street's going to help with that. What's your thought? How can Main Street help you in those areas?
Honestly, this whole Main Street idea just came along 2 weeks ago. So just trying to learn more about what Main Street has done throughout the rest of the country in these towns. I still need some enlightenment myself, but just the end goal is, the vision is sort of what I'm focusing on.
Right, okay, okay, thank you. And just another more personal question. I mean, it's obvious you've got a lot going on. And I know that you've indicated on your application that you are willing to commit the time, but I just want to hear from you. Do you have the time to do this?
I think with as long as I pre-schedule everything, yes. When I'm in town, I'm going on into the local businesses pretty much every day, making rounds and just seeing what's going on, seeing what the latest is, as well as City Hall.
Right.
But yeah, if I didn't think I had and that was a question that came up with me and my wife is, do I actually have the time? It's just a matter if I commit to it or not.
Right. Thank you.
And Steve?
Yeah. Derek, on this, the part where, in your opinion, now it says local businesses and community members unwilling to take action for the betterment of the downtown area. Now, is that strictly your opinion, or did you actually hear that from the businesses?
It's just my opinion, and just seeing I'd say the attitudes, if you will, and comments that are made. But I think once you pull somebody out on the carpet, then I think they'll sing a different tune.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything else, council? All right. Thanks, Derek. Hang out for just a few minutes and we'll be right back with you. All right, council, that was our last interview. Ma'am, I'm sorry. We did have someone, Josh, let's see. Joseph Perea. He was coaching football. He just arrived. Okay, well, let's hear from him. So I wanted to announce that. You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course.
Welcome. If you just give us your name and town of residence and a little bit about yourself and why you'd like to serve on the Main Street Board.
Yeah, absolutely. Joseph Perea, been in Woodland Park for 3 years now. Born and raised in Denver, moved to Las Vegas in 2015, came back to Colorado, and we said anywhere but Denver. Well, Woodland Park was always a pipe dream growing up. It's where we camped. It's where we came up fishing. It was just a spot in my childhood that I knew if I ever got the chance to move here, I wanted to take the opportunity to do it. And so, God willing, put all the pieces in place for us to move here in 2022. And it's been a part of the community ever since. My wife works at the school district. And so just trying to get more involved in the community and have, as weird as it may sound, an affinity and a love for Main Streets. I was talking to somebody on the council, just Woodland Park can be one of those Main Streets that are recognized at a state and nation level. And I just have aspirations to help us get there.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Catherine.
Come back around.
All right. Seth, remind me.
I see that excuse me. I see that you're active with the Parks and Rec, obviously just coming
Yeah.
coaching football and
Yeah,
everything.
appreciate that.
I'm sure you meet a lot of families, different business owners in the Woodland Park and Keller County areas
100%.
through that.
Yeah.
What kind of opportunities do you see for collaboration if you're elected to or appointed to the Main Street Board with other businesses and organizations?
Great question. In my profession, I'm a senior vice president at a national bank, and a part of the business banking division. So I work with small businesses anywhere from 100,000 in annual revenue up to 50 million in annual revenue. So my job is to come around them, right? As their point of contact, as a relationship manager with the bank, to ensure that, the service that they're getting from me and the bank is top notch. And so when I think about small businesses and our job as being a potential board member, and our job as the council is to come around our business owners, because to be honest with you, they're the ones that's driving commerce. They're the reason why our tourists come. And so what can we do, right? I ask these questions, what can we do to enhance the businesses, to come around in partnership? And a lot of those answers I don't have, but the curiosity is there, and wanting to ensure that, hey, this isn't what we're doing wrong at a business level. It's what can we do to come alongside you to make Woodland Park Main Street the best?
Thank you.
Of course.
George?
Yes. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Joseph, thank you. Thanks for showing up. I know even late, it's great that we get to hear from you.
Of course.
and
Thanks for
appreciate-
having me.
Yeah, and I
Thank you.
appreciate the application as well. In similar fashion, your three most pressing issues were, doggone it. Yeah, I scrolled past you. Do you,
He's third from the bottom.
yeah.
Diversity in businesses.
Yes, right.
Parking was number 2 and festive spirit was number 3.
Right, thank you. So again, recognizing that the application doesn't focus you on Main Street and how Main Street, and what its purpose is necessarily, it's just, I think, more of a generic application. But
Yeah.
how would you see Main Street functioning in a way to address those issues?
Yeah, 100%. When we look at the number, and this is not to, downplay any business owner. I absolutely love anyone that goes into business for themselves. There's a lot of coffee shops. There's a lot of restaurants. That's what I mean by when I use the word diversity. Like, what can we do from an incentive standpoint to maybe attract different business owners, bring them to Main Street, right? There are some businesses that aren't technically on Main Street. What can we do to work with those landlords of the buildings to maybe bring them on? From a parking perspective, when we look at Salida, Buena Vista, even our neighbors at Manitou, right? The amount of tourists that come to Woodland Park, even though the percentage might be a little bit lower, there are tourists that are staying here all day. And so what would it look like to find premium spots to designate as paid parking? Whether it's $3 an hour, $12 for the full day, whatever that looks like, that's driving revenue for the town. And as a senior vice president of a bank, revenue is always top of mind. And then when we look at the festive spirit, I love what we do in terms of, Christmas time and the amount of trees and lights that are going up, just small enhancements here and there to bring more to Main Street, get our businesses more involved, incentivize them to participate in that, right? And so when I think about festive spirit, I think about other small towns that go above and beyond when it comes around our holiday time, and what can we do to get a little bit more on par with that?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Steve?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Steve.
How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Well, you can see you're a glutton for punishment because, you coach and park and rec kids.
Yeah.
And believe me, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
So putting yourself out there, same question.
Yeah.
In your time and such, have you gone around and talked to some of the businesses and seen how Main Street can, help the businesses, thrive more?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, it's all about partnership, right? What can we do to come around them? And so, we see great business owners. I'm reminded of Lynn from Outdoor Gear Lab, and also Zeb's. She's an awesome business owner on Main Street, right? And she's highly involved in Main Street and what she does. And so what can we do as a council and as a board to get a little bit more involvement? Hear from them first and foremost, right? And then also, just create processes or, maybe committees or whatever it is at that level, at the business level, again, to make Main Street the best we can.
Thank you.
Yeah, 100%.
Great. Anything else, council? All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
I'm so
council.
glad
Thank
we
you.
could do
Appreciate it.
this tonight.
Thank
You bet.
Mayor, if I can interrupt for just a moment, I just want to let you guys know that was amazing. We have a ton of amazing candidates. And due to that decision, if the council so decided, DOLA did allow us up to 7 for that initial board. If you did want to go up to 7, that is, DOLA does allow a 5 to 7 member board. you know, we were very hopeful to get 5 great candidates. You have just been presented with several more than that. So if that is what you decide, that is available.
Thank you, Kimberly. Appreciate that. Council, what do you think about how we should proceed with the voting process?
Can I ask one question of staff?
Yes,
Should we not choose to appoint up to 7 today, would we be able to appoint additional members at a later time? If that was appropriate, or?
Yeah, I think that would be up to you. We start on a term, and so I'm not really sure it would be appropriate after the fact. But Susan, how do you feel about that with?
Well,
we can
do
I mean,
that.
if you pick 5 tonight and at a later date, you could pick more
Yeah.
candidates.
you start on a term. So that's interesting though. Can I press on that a little bit? So
Absolutely.
you start on a term. So they're all, what's the term?
3 years.
3 years.
Correct.
3 years, and they're all at the same time.
Correct. Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
no.
Okay, we can adjust that.
Yeah.
That was
Maybe we should do a 3-year term for a portion of them and maybe a 2-year
Two-year
term
term.
for the other portion of them, so that we have staggering and we have that continuity of.
Yeah, you're gonna want
I agree
We're
with
gonna
that.
wanna do something. We don't
Yeah.
want everyone coming up at the same time.
flushed.
Thank you for bringing that up. It never even occurred to us. We just went with Dola's recommendation, but yeah, you are absolutely correct. We don't want to have full turnover
Yeah.
every time.
So we could do a 3-2, kind of whoever we determine
What do you
is,
think about?
yeah.
I'm sorry, Jim,
No, go
I
ahead.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
So you could pick out of the 5, you could do 3 years and 2 years.
Do we have the previous bylaws to know how we had set it up the first time? Because here's my thought. My thought would be that you would leave all of them at the standard 3-year. The likelihood of all of them renewing is unlikely, which is how we end up with the staggering anyway. So I would say for that first term, just leave it at the 3-year. would
Just
be
know that
my opinion, because how often do we have board members that actually stay on continually?
But don't they
still-
just,
Yeah, no, same. You're still, every 3 years, you're gonna flush the board and have to reappoint the board.
they're just gonna fulfill the original term, isn't that correct? As an additional
Right.
appointee if somebody were to resign or leave or.
Correct, but then, yeah, technically.
You could have all 5 of them decide not to reapply, and then you're starting from scratch.
The thing is, but when the folks all come to renew,
Yeah.
right, you're probably only gonna have half of them that are actually new and half of them that are renewing after that first.
No
cycle. Does that
offense
make
to
sense?
anyone out there.
We're not talking about individuals.
It'll be all the board.
It is a risk though. I
It
mean,
is.
what if you get the situation where no one wants to come back? Now I guess I see it both ways. I think the challenge is, if we're gonna go like a 3-2 route, how do we determine that?
Maybe they draw from a hat. Game of chance.
I think that takes out any bias from our perspective.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. They
Yeah.
So when you assign
good.
officers, can you assign terms?
100%.
Okay, so then it's not even our, yeah,
That's correct. Highest vote getters,
Yep.
or however.
however it works
So the
out.
highest gets 3. Okay.
Or 4, or a majority is going to have a 3-year term and the minority will have a 2. In case it's 7 instead of, or 6 or 5 or something.
I don't know. I'd say let the organization figure out how they want to assign the terms.
Yeah, do
'Cause
we
they
have
could
to be the
keep-
ones
they
that
could
decide?
sell.
Yeah, because do we have to decide the terms or can they decide?
Council does usually decide the terms. They
Okay.
get sworn in for a term.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right, so that complicates that one. Huh.
Sorry to have done this to you.
Give us for a minute while we work through logistics.
I like the mayor's suggestion of hat draw. It's the least
Yeah.
biased option. Because if we pick, no matter how you slice it,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a perception there. So, I actually like that idea. We pick who we want and then we put them all in a hat and, yep.
And would you go
you okay with
3-2?
that?
Yeah, I think 3-2 makes the most sense.
I'm okay with whatever you all decide. I worry that we're creating confusion by having different years here and starting it off and kind of strange, but will go with whatever the council desires. That's my opinion.
Well, we can always fix it in the future if we need to.
I'll second the motion.
Lynn, can I ask you a question? Since you were on the previous board.
Do you remember how the terms were on the previous board? Yeah.
I think, well, I had a 2 or a 3-year term, I can't remember.
Okay.
But they were definitely staggered.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Our friend at, ChatGPT.
There you go.
Three.
Oh, yeah.
Thereafter, each new director gets standard full term. So that staggering is all.
Did you get that? No, not really.
Yeah. Right, but 2 of them will be 1 year, 2 of them will be 2 years, 2 of them will be 3. And then any new board member after that.
I gotcha.
Staggering.
Yep.
So just so you guys are aware, the recommendation from DOLA is to have an odd number for voting, so either
Yes.
5 or 7, just,
So then the bottom, we may only have one year term person, basically.
Yes.
Okay. That's, it's fine by me. I mean,
So a
we-
third at 3 years. A third, and we can do the math,
8,
at 2 years
8 actually should.
and
So we can go up to,
third at 1.
so do we go with 7?
So Mayor, I think the first question would be is, does council want to appoint 5 or 7? Or 5,
Council.
6 or 7?
So I have a question to staff on that.
Please.
So Anita, so coming out of the gate, are you looking for 5 for a reason, or is 7 a number that you would?
I think initially we were a little concerned on the amount of applications we might get, so we started at 5, but we've gotten amazing applicants and we're really excited about who's been here to interview. So that's, your discretion, but, DOLA did recommend that starting out smaller would be good. There's always turnover, people do move, life happens, things change. So, but very happy with the applicants, but again, your discretion on the number.
I'd like to just share something too, that I had a discussion with staff that we do have 8 folks that we're considering this evening. So whether we do 5 or 7, there's going to be someone that's not going to be chosen for the board. Whomever that would be, there are going to be a lot of opportunities for committees. And so we have other applicants that actually applied during this process that did not wish to be considered for the board positions, but did want to be kept in mind for committee service. So that person I would encourage to continue your enthusiasm for Main Street and serve on the committee level. And then in the future, as you can see, there'll be switching positions on the board and we'll need people in the future. So just wanted that to be kind of out there so that no one felt slighted or disappointed or anything like that. So back to you, council.
So 5 or 7, guys. That's the first thing I think we gotta solve,
Yeah.
5 or 7.
I'm ready to vote on 7.
I'm ready to vote for 7.
You ready for 7?
I-
Okay.
All right, so that first problem
Captain,
solved.
are you okay with 7?
For 5, but
I'll give you another vote for 5, just to make it.
Would you like to argue for 5? And let us know.
Well, I
thoughts?
mean, I think 7 might be fine, but we're starting this off from the ground up again, and I think 5 might be easier to start with, and we can always add later, okay?
I don't have any problem with that logic. I'm okay with 5 myself.
What would be the process if we decided we wanted more appointees on the board?
we would just bring that to you guys, continual discussion with you. And we'll obviously have a council liaison that we can work closely with as we move through this. And if they see great things happening and we need that bigger capacity, we could always add that. Again, it comes down to your discretion.
So right now everybody's set up for 5, pretty much.
All right, so we'll do 5.
Okay.
5.
Is that right?
There's 5 officer positions,
We would
4
have,
officers and 1 at
we
large.
would have additional members at large, basically, to backfill in case we do have
Right.
As Anita mentioned, if somebody leaves, if somebody's like, okay, this was a bigger time commitment than I originally thought, that would put us in a crunch with only having 4, having to start this process over. It's been a long process, bringing them back to you guys. So.
And I shared that concern because we don't know exactly the time commitment at this point, so having additional members may be helpful in case that happens where the folks can't do as much as they originally thought, and then they want to step down into one of those subcommittee roles eventually instead of being on the main board. So that was one of the the reason I would advocate for a 7 instead of a 5.
To put 2 at large.
Correct.
And then, okay.
I agree with the 7, I think, would probably be very beneficial, but it does come down to you guys. We will go with whatever.
There would be 4 offices and 3 at large.
And 3 at large.
3, oh, sorry. And then 1 liaison, so you'll have 8. Okay.
The liaison doesn't vote, so.
No.
No,
I would suggest not.
no. So 7 it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Fine with that.
Now, with it being 7, how would you like to proceed with voting? Would you like to take a sheet of paper and make your selection?
I have them, I've written them already if you want them.
Yes.
That's why we're gonna miss you so much. You can read our minds.
I have them prepared and typed.
I
These
know
are
you-
handwritten. If you want them, it has spaces for 1 through 7, and for your convenience, the candidates' names are listed below.
Okay.
So you can just put them up there.
She's amazing.
And
What are we gonna do without her?
all right, we'll have.
Would you like to start that way?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
See how we,
See
how we
where
come
we
out?
go on first round. Maybe
Alright.
we'll get lucky.
Here we go.
Thank you.
I got Gary extras.
I do. Thank you.
Oh,
I brought the wrong bag.
Oh, you get a surprise for school board, Pam.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's for you. Oh, wow. Okay.
Jeff's got you.
What do I?
America's Mountain Festival.
Oh, there you go.
Do you guys need pens?
I think we
We're
got it
good.
now.
We're good. So, so
Just
basically.
write
we're
in
just
your
like,
name
yeah.
1 through 7, yeah.
Oh, we just take
Yeah. Nothing's perfect.
okay.
We need Jeopardy music. Are you collecting?
Yes. You're ready.
Feel like we're even already.
We're gonna-
Yeah.
Hey, Reese, we do.
I don't know about that.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
before we do the.
Yeah, I'm trying it out. It's actually really nice.
These are for like turn ones.
Would you like to use my microphone?
Sure, well, no, I'll go back to that. I thought council might want to discuss it one final time.
Okay, let's do.
Are we doing 3, 2, 1 terms? Or are we doing 3 and 2 terms?
Well, if I understood the Chat GPT comment, it's the
Right,
one.
but I just want to know what you
yeah,
want,
yeah,
not what
I just, I want
ChatGPT
to,
says.
no, I know, but I want to clarify. So if we do it the 3-2-1, the one could come back and reapply, and then that would actually be a 3-year term after that. So there's only a 1-year term once. Okay. I'm fine with that.
So is that the direction you'd like to do? 3, 3, 3, 2, and 1, 1? Is that? Or do you?
Yeah, do we want to
break
do
it up?
3, 3, so
Three,
first 3 is 3, second 3 is 2, the last one 1, or do we want to do it all different?
Well, I mean, I'm not necessarily, I think we can just say that they can decide who the 3, who the 2, and who the 1 are.
No,
The
I think
council
we
usually
need to
does.
decide.
Okay, all right, then I don't,
Suzanne.
then yeah, the 3, 3 and, or 3, 2 and,
Yes, John.
3. Yeah. That's another wrinkle.
Council?
well,
Yeah, that is another.
as I recall,
Thanks, John.
Thank
yeah,
you.
as I recall, the prior Main Street was 3 and 2. It was always 3 and 2, regardless of whether there were 4 officers, it was always 3 and 2. Oh, I got it. Yes, I got it. Sorry, I misunderstood.
4, 3.
So then 4, 2, 1. 4, 2, 1.
Do we have to have a 1-year term?
We don't have to, we could do 4, 3.
Yeah, let's
And
do
then-
4-3.
Okay, then the
4,
first
3?
4 are 3-year,
Yeah.
last 3 are 2-year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just do that.
let's just do that.
So we're just doing 3 and 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 and 3.
4 3-years. Yeah, that's what I mean, 3-year terms and 2-year terms. Yes, ma'am.
First 4, 3, last 3 are 2.
Too many numbers. Wow. Whatever's easier for you. Are you okay?
Main Street's gonna be coming. People?
So I'd like to start by introducing my handy dandy deputy city clerk here, Erin Vasilati.
We don't have enough hats around here.
We wear many hats, right?
Somewhere short. No, they.
Rob just,
Another wrinkle?
Derek has put something in the chat for you. For me? Yes. Okay. Hold, please. Where is it? There it is. Wagner's.
I got it.
asking.
I got it.
Thank you, Derek. Derek, do you just chat to me? Would you like me to share that with the council? I guess the council can see it. Did you guys see it? He messaged me so that the public knows. It said, would it be easier if I withdrew my application, maybe get on a committee so nobody feels slighted? So he has offered to be on a committee in lieu of serving on the board, if that is something.
I don't know that we should elect that if Derek
Thank you.
self-selects.
Thank you, Derek. Let's see how things come out. So I will read these into the record. So Mayor Pro Tem Nakai has picked Miller, Gonzalez, Gillespie, Deemer, Perea, Billsland, and Connolly. Councilmember Smith has picked Joe P., Michelle G., Caitlin Gonzalez, Nicole Demmer, Andrea Connolly, Jeff, and Tim. Sloppy. Mayor Case has picked Joseph Perea, Nicole Demers, Andrea Connolly, Caitlin Gonzalez, Jeff Billsland, Tim Miller, and Derek Wagner. Councilmember Bryant has picked Tim Miller, Joseph Perea, Jeff Billsland, Caitlin Gonzalez, Michelle Gillespie, Andrea Connolly, and Nicole Demers. Okay, Councilmember Gear has picked Tim Miller, Joseph Perea, Caitlin Gonzalez, Nicole Demers, Michelle Gillespie, Andrea Connolly, and Derek Wagner. And then Councilmember Jones has picked Tim Miller, Caitlin Gonzalez, Andrea Connolly, Nicole Demers, Joseph Pereira, Derek Wagner, and Michelle Gillespie.
We have the accountant doing the tally. You can feel comfortable. He's really good. Mhm. But see, we have to meet
Councilmember
publicly.
Guerriero, we will. We will. I do apologize. This is getting this up and running. First time for both of us. Thank you
Oh
for
no,
your
we're just having
patience.
fun with it.
Thank you for your patience.
But we would still have to.
I
do it,
know, you're right.
absolutely.
Yeah. The joys of government transparency.
Well, I do think this is the startup of an organization. It's pretty typical, right? We're gonna have these things. Or that. Restart.
Do we start giving Aaron a hard time? They count the presidential ballots faster.
That's going way back. Yeah, that's the Bush.
Yeah.
Did it balance? I know he balanced it. I know that he balanced how many votes he should have marked
Look at his
by the
count.
number of
He's getting
council
his-
members.
Oh, wow, now we have to
Yeah, I
count.
know.
Did Steve vote
I know
twice
exactly
again?
what he's doing.
I think we should be worried he has to break out a calculator.
We're gonna need an extra vote. Oh.
I only did it once.
We knew we'd have to
got
vote
42
up. There's not enough of us.
We're good. We read it in or?
You can read it, sure. Let's get you.
The
in-
deputy
we're
clerk.
training- We're training you, Aaron.
I do want to just reiterate our appreciation for all the applicants because we are so excited to have this much interest in the new board because it is awesome.
Absolutely.
All
Aaron.
right. Okay, so Tim Miller, we have 6 votes. Jeffrey Bilzend, we have 4 votes. Caitlin Gonzalez, we have 6 votes. Andrea Gillespie, we have 6 votes. Michelle Connolly, that's correct?
Yes.
Michelle.
I'm sorry, you switched those. It's Michelle Gillespie and Andrea Conley.
Okay. Michelle Gillespie has 5 votes. Andrea Connolly has 6 votes. Nicole Demers has 6 votes. Derek Wagner has 3 votes. Joseph Perea, sorry, Perea has 6 votes. Jeff Bilzend was the second one. He has 4 votes. That's all.
So if my math is right,
That was fast.
yeah. Well,
No calculator?
that would mean that Derek came up with the least. Is that? what
That's
I heard?
correct.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. This one, 2, 4, 5.
Does anybody have the Jeopardy song queued up?
I was just thinking the same thing. Like, do we put any more pressure on them while they're?
We should all just stare at them.
All the candidates out there, raise your hand if you
this
would
way.
prefer to have your 2.
Don't do that.
So Now.
So who gets the terms, yeah.
Now we have
Well,
to
they're
figure out
finishing
the
up.
terms.
I guess I'd just like to say thank you as well to the city staff who qualified all these applicants for us.
Yes.
You were 100% spot on. You brought us some amazing applicants, and it's almost harder when you do that. But I'm very grateful that we had.
Thank
know,
you
such
for your
quality
thoughtful
people.
questions as well. I really appreciate the time and effort you guys put into interviewing them. Thank you.
You bet.
Okay, council, we have one last wrinkle. So we have five vote getters that have a tie for 6 votes each. So we'll have to determine whether you want to give all 5 of those a 3-year term, or if you want to find some other way to differentiate.
I say either put their names in the hat or give the top 5 3-year terms.
They're a tie.
Would it be up to them, whoever they need as their leaders, so
The council usually determines those at appointments. Put them in a hat.
Okay, we'll put it in a hat.
Okay, tell me the names
Hold,
to go in
please.
the hat. So we have Miller.
Tim Miller. Caitlin Gonzalez.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier, the draw out of the hats, the fairest and least biased. I was to say, what is our legal advice to believe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The, top 4 officers has a 3-year term and the rest of the.
That's what we were.
Well, that's because the board will select and appoint the officers themselves. They do that amongst themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, the officers get 4, or I'm sorry, 3 years. And then you vote, or they vote on the president.
You guys do, but you need to be sworn in tonight and you'll be sworn in for a term.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a chicken and egg problem.
Yeah.
But thank you for your thoughts. Appreciate that. Sometimes we do need your help. It takes a whole village.
Yeah.
You sure about this, Joe? Did anyone bring a hat? Speaking of.
I've got one in the truck.
Matt, can we use your hat? Thank you. Is it clean? We don't usually get to have this much informality.
Oh,
but it's
Mac,
kind of
no
fun.
way. No.
So sorry.
I'm not sticking my hand in that hat. So Mayor, so, yeah, I'm just gonna show everyone. Perea. Gonzalez. Miller. Connolly. And Demers. Those are your 6 vote getters.
4. You guys trust me?
Yes.
There's 1. 2. 3. 4.
Thanks, Mayor.
That'll be a good verification.
Okay, so Miller has been selected, so he will have a 3-year term. Perea has been selected, he will have a 3-year term. Connolly has been selected, she will have a 3-year term. Gonzalez has been selected, she will have a 3-year term. So these are 3 years. And everyone else will be your 2-year terms. Sure, that worked. Our apologies, council. No, that worked out good. No apologies needed. Everyone satisfied? Any complaints about the process? I thought it was pretty transparent. I'm gonna go back to my chair, but we need a motion and a second to approve these terms. And then we can do it as a whole now, and then I can administer the oath of office.
Yeah.
Anybody prepared to do that?
Yes,
I can get prepared if you'll give me a moment.
I think I can.
I can make a motion.
Go ahead.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Tim Miller, Joseph Perea, Caitlin Gonzalez, and Michelle Gillespie to 3-year terms on the Main Street Board.
No, I think
No.
Nope.
it's,
Just do them all, just do
Oh,
them.
just,
Just do them all.
Just
just,
appoint them.
okay.
Yeah, just appoint them.
So I was not ready. Okay. I would like to make a motion to appoint Joseph Perea, Tim Miller, Jeff Bilsland, Caitlin Gonzalez, Michelle Gillespie, Andrea Colony, and Nicole Demers to the downtown or to the Main Street Woodland Park Board.
okay, good.
Second it?
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further conversation, council?
Okay.
When you get ready, Suze.
Thanks. I have Bryant and the second was Smith.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Case,
Yes.
Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Smith.
Yep.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank
If
you,
I-
everyone, for your patience.
If I can ask everyone to join me up front here, it would be my pleasure to administer the oath of office. And is,
Nicole. Yeah.
yeah, is she still there? Okay, Nicole, you'll just join us in repeating what we ask you to. So come on up.
And Derek, if you're still with us, I think you got your wish. We would love for you to be part of the committees for this project. Congratulations, yes.
Congratulations.
Please raise your, let me grab the microphone one sec.
Push the button.
I, Nicole Demers,
Thank you. Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
Support the Constitution.
to support the
Of the United States.
states
State of Colorado.
and state of Colorado,
The charter and ordinances.
to charter and ordinances,
Part of the city of Woodland. And that I will perform. And that I will faithfully perform. The duties of Main Street Board. The
duties of Wall Street Board,
Woodland Park. For the city of Woodland Park. Upon which I'm about to enter.
on which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, and thank you for your patience. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Make it official. And Joseph, you're first.
On through.
What meeting we've had?
Okay, Tim, here's yours. Here's ready for you. Here's
Voice?
That's fun.
No, keep it in the back. She said she had to set, we didn't do it. She said she had to set.
Until I just texted her.
Oh,
Cause I seen him not gone.
yeah.
Well, where the hell that yet? So I had to send it over.
Oh, come on, man.
Get a little closer. Don't
It
be
is,
shy.
because we're starting the old ones. Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations and thank you so much for being willing to serve. You'll have fun.
It's not like
All right,
this.
council, the other conversation we need to have around this, one more, is I have been, is the council liaison to this board. And so I have had a conversation with someone who has expressed their interest in this, who is also a downtown business owner, which I think fits well. And I would just like to suggest to the council that we ask George to serve as our council liaison to the Main Street.
Good, because I was gonna
Yeah.
volunteer him anyways, so.
Excellent. So we have consensus on that?
Oh, absolutely.
Are
There
you
you
gonna
have
have time?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you, George, for being willing.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All right. Well, we're finished with item 3B and it's only 8:06. Does anyone need a recess? We have a really short agenda from here, so. All right. Suze, do we have any additions, deletions, or corrections to the
No,
agenda?
ma'am.
Thank you. Item 5 is the consent calendar. We have 2 items, A and B. A is review and acceptance of the July 2025 Statement of Expenditures. And item B is approval of the regularly scheduled August 7th, 2025 City Council meeting minutes.
Say take them together, so I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar as written.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second.
So we have
Any
just a little discussion.
further discussion? There you
I
go.
just, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
No, really.
Aaron, was there anything in the expenditures? I went through them. I didn't see anything odd, but was there anything we should have discussed or could?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, okay. It looked pretty basic. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Suzanne, would you please call the roll?
Yes. Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith.
Yep.
Case.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, council. That takes us to item 6, public comment on items not on the agenda. Do we have anyone signed up in the room or online?
We do. This evening, our first speaker signed up is Chuck Gallagher. So you scratched, okay. And then, where's Mac? Mac, I'm not clear on what you want. On there, it says item 10, and there is no item 10.
Here he comes.
Under new business, because since you haven't talked about 8C, I said, well, it's not on the agenda yet, so I can't talk about that, but I guess you want me to, so.
No, what would you like to speak to, Mac?
I want to talk about the future of 8C, which is first reading tonight.
Okay, so that would be the next meeting, right?
Right.
Yes, the public comment and the public hearing on ordinance 1502, which is item 8C, will be at our next meeting.
Yeah,
We're
December
setting the
4th.
public yes.
Yeah, that's why I signed up for new business under item 10, because I didn't know what else fit.
Public comment on items not on the agenda, you're in the right place. But if you're talking about that ordinance, we won't take any comment on that until the public hearing.
Okay,
Okay? Does that help?
works for me.
All right.
I'll be back on
It's
the
good
4th.
to see you. And thank you for the use of your hat.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you. We'll see you at the next meeting.
The 4th. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Anything else, Suze?
I have no one else.
Any,
Anyone else?
anyone in the room wishing to address the council? Mr. Cahill, are you coming to talk to us or are you leaving us? All right. Have a good evening. You bet. That takes us to 7, unfinished business. We have nothing. And now we are at 8, ordinances on initial posting. Council, this is initial posting, so this will be just a limited consideration just to set the public hearing. And we will, Catherine, please. Oh, I need to read it. Hold on. Hold everything. Item 8A is approval of an ordinance number 1500, series 2025 on initial posting, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Woodland Park, Colorado, submitting a ballot question to the electors of the city to amend the city charter concerning recall to provide 30 days for the clerk's review of signatures and set the public hearing for September 4th, 2025. This is legislative. Catherine.
So I don't know if you guys want me to actually go into stuff on this tonight or just the charter review committee. Bye-bye. Yeah, we had a number of charter amendments. These three were written and they were happy and comfortable with them and wanted to put them on the November ballot and not have to have as many in April.
Gotcha.
So that we
So
still have two more that we haven't, that are written, but we didn't particularly like them. They weren't ready. And we have a couple other issues we're looking at bringing to April.
Okay, so just full context, there's 3 that you're bringing
Tonight.
for initial, then you expect at
Um,
least 2 more later.
No, I, of the 2, I think only 1 out of the 2. I think there might be some.
Okay, so we'll
But I don't know.
in tranches of.
Yeah,
or-
there could be up to 4 in April that we'll bring forward.
And these will go on the November ballot
This will-
and the
These are-
coordinated
yeah.
election if
Okay.
they're approved by us
Right.
this e-
Okay.
at the public hearing.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yep, thank you
that-
for the context.
So
All
that
right.
applies to all 3 of them, obviously.
Yeah, so on,
I'll go, are you, is that?
So that was, yeah, I mean,
Alright.
if you have any questions about them, I can go farther into them or
No,
we can
I-
discuss it.
I was just gonna give a little more context on this one.
Because, the one thing is I did not instruct the charter review committee to come tonight.
Okay.
Because it was first reading. They will probably come to the next meeting.
No, that's fine. I just figure on this one, I just thought it was important to point out that our charter severely restricts our city clerk in this situation, and so aligning with the state standard makes a lot of sense.
So we're actually not aligning with the
Yeah.
state.
I thought the state was 30
No, we
days.
got it backwards. The state standard is the 5.
Opposite.
Oh, okay, so I have it backwards. Got it.
Yes.
All right.
Well, we
So
all
we're
got
pushing
it
back on
backwards.
state.
We're pushing back on the state.
That's the beauty of home
Yeah.
rule.
Like.
Then in that
Let's go.
case,
And we're aligning with some of the cities down that mountain, so.
Sure.
perfect. Cool.
What about, do you want to talk about?
Do you want to talk
wanna
about all three
all
now, or
of
do you
them?
want to do them individually?
We need to vote on them
Okay.
individually and have a public hearings next time.
Then I will make a motion for the approval of ordinance 1500 series 2025 on initial posting. An ordinance of the city council of the city of Woodland Park, Colorado, submitting a ballot question to the electors of the city to amend the city charter concerning recall to provide 30 days for the clerk's review of signatures and set the public hearing for September 4th, 2025.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further comments, council? All right, Suzanne.
Bryant,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith,
Yep.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, council. Item B, 8B is approval of ordinance 1501, series 2025 on initial posting and ordinance of the city council of the city of Woodland Park, Colorado, submitting a ballot question to the electors of the city to amend the charter to change the residency requirement for appointment or election to the office of mayor or council member and set the public hearing for September 4th, 2025. Catherine.
Anybody have any question? Okay.
So nowhere in the motion are we stating what that residency requirement is?
It
It's
should
in
say-
the
It's
ordinance.
in the ordinance.
In the
In the
Which,
ordinance,
it's
okay.
in the ordinance, which is 2 years.
Yeah. I just,
Yeah, it's
Good.
in the ordinance. It's just not in the.
in the motion.
So just as clarification for the public, currently our residency requirement is 1 year. This, if approved by the voters, potentially would make it 2.
Right, but just for.
Just for mayor
City
and
council and mayor.
Yeah.
All the other boards and commissions remain at 1.
Okay, and then the state, what does the state
1.
require? 1.
We do have other municipalities in the state that have 2.
So this is another pushback against.
Yes, it's another pushback against the state. Does that make you happy?
Yes, very much. Okay.
It has been an issue in the past
It has.
Yeah.
for the community, and so it just kind of gives us a little more experience and a little bit more commitment to the community, I'd say.
Yeah.
So, anyway, anything else, council? If not, I'd be looking for a motion.
You do this
I'm not doing one that I'm the presenter on.
one. All right, fine. I'll do this one.
Okay.
You'll do it? Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to make the motion for the approval of ordinance number
1501.
Okay, number 1501, series 2025, on the initial posting and ordinance of the city council of the city of Woodland Park, Colorado, submitting a ballot question to the electors of the city to amend the city charter to change the residency requirements for appointment or election to the office of mayor or council member, and set the public hearing for September 4th, 2025.
I will second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Suzanne?
Gear,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith,
Yep.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, council. Item 8C is approval of an ordinance number 1501, series 2025 on initial posting and ordinance of the city council of the city of Woodland Park, Colorado, submitting a ballot question to the electors of the city to amend the city charter to provide that term limits of boards and commissions will be as provided in such bodies' bylaws as approved by the city council, and set the public hearing for September 4th, 2025. Catherine?
You mean to say 1502, you said 1501.
Yes, 15.
It would be 1502. I'll amend that reading. Thank you, Mick. Mac?
Any questions?
I'll second it.
There wasn't a motion.
Somebody has to
There
make
has-
a motion.
I'll make a motion for the approval of ordinance 1502, series 2025 on initial posting, an ordinance of the city council of the city of Woodland Park, Colorado, submitting a ballot question to the electors of the city to amend the city charter to provide that term limits of boards and commissions will be as provided in such bodies' bylaws as approved by the city council, and set the public hearing for September 4th, 2025.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion, council?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Yes.
I'd like for the purpose of transparency and
Certainly.
open discussion, that, currently we do have term limits on all of these positions, but they're blanket. The same term limits apply to all of the boards and committees, regardless of what the function or the composition requirements of those boards are.
Correct.
We do have certain boards and committees that have very specific requirements. Some of them require that we have engineers and architects. And I think the intent coming out of the Charter Review Committee is to allow for these boards to set appropriate terms for their composition and role. We're not getting rid of term limits in any ways. In fact, we're trying to make term limits more appropriate and not blanket. So just for kind of a little bit of background on that.
Sure.
wanted
And
to
I'll
add
just
up.
add to it, those boards that you're referring to are very technical in nature.
Yes.
And there are very few people that really have the qualifications and the knowledge to be able to serve effectively on those boards. And so often we have trouble finding folks to serve, and they're a very important board with regards to land use and things like that. So it's really a good thing that we're providing this opportunity to allow those to serve longer than what the blanket, as you said, is. So thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Mhm.
Just for some context, how did this come out of charter? Well, I know that it's in the charter.
It's in the charter. So
Yeah,
The
but
charter
but
says they,
somebody must have brought something that said, hey,
multiple people actually sent us comments.
okay,
There were, when we asked for public comments on what people thought the charter, that things should change in the charter.
okay,
So we heard from community members.
okay. Were those people that attended the charter review, or was it just,
They just emailed.
okay,
Just one more comment as well. I know that the county has a couple of positions that are elected that have term limits, and they are very technical in nature. One is the assessor, the coroner, and one is the surveyor, which require very specific skill set in order to perform the job. They did ask their electorate to weigh in on that, and they failed. And so they're kind of in a bind over that. So that we're kind of on the heels of that as well, because we had the same situation.
Now, I believe they were looking at eliminating the term limits for those positions. Is
Correct.
that correct? And we're looking at giving the governance back to the boards and committees
Correct.
as kind of a half measure.
Yes.
Yeah, they would still be limited to 2 terms. But they could set the terms, right? So, I mean, they're not gonna necessarily set 20-year terms, obviously. It's gotta be something that we still,
Do we approve?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
yes.
So council, with the public hearing, let's try and have this same conversation.
Yeah.
So that it benefits the public at the public hearing as well, since this is first reading. Will you
Gotcha.
help me remember to do that?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
We have
All right.
a whole list of
I'll look
notes.
for a motion, council, on item 8C.
Oh, we already have.
We already have it.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
great. Thank
discussion.
you for keeping me in line. It's the end of the meeting. I'm kind of wearing out.
I have a motion from Gear and a second from Smith.
Thank you. Suzanne, would you call the roll?
Yes, ma'am. Jones,
Yes.
Smith,
Yep.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Gear.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, council.
Mayor, just for the record, I know Mr. Fury is watching the meeting this evening and he had, he's on our charter review committee. He had some housekeeping items that he brought to mine and the city attorney's attention, and we're going to, be fixing them before the public reading, and the corrections will be in the postings that go out on Monday.
Excellent. Thank you, Suzanne. All right. That takes us to item 9, public hearings. Item A is approval of resolution 933, series 2025. A resolution granting a 2-year extension to May 18th, 2027 of a conditional use permit with a site plan for the purpose of allowing 8 apartment buildings with 122 attached dwelling units in the multifamily residential urban MFU zone. The subject property is located at the end of Tamarack Parkway and is known as Lot 6 Tamarack Tech Park, filing number 5, City of Woodland Park, Teller County, Colorado. This is quasi judicial and our presenter is Mr. Gates.
Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome.
Rob, would you mind throwing that presentation up there for a second, please? I should be sharing. Thanks, Rob. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Again, this is a request by Range Development and Creighton Sukup for the extension of the approved conditional use permit and site plan for 8 apartment buildings with 122 attached multifamily dwelling units. The subject property is a 7-acre parcel located at the end of Tamarack Parkway, which is accessed off of Highway 67, as you can see on the current slide. It's known as Lot 6, Tamarack Tech Park, filing number 5. On the current slide, you will see an aerial photo of the site. To the north and east of the subject property is Highway 67 and the reserve at Tamarack, filing number 1, which is a single-family residential development. To the northwest and west, you see the village at Tamarack Development and the practice range of Shining Mountain Golf Course. Lastly, to the south is Lot 7, which is currently vacant. The subject property, which is outlined in yellow, has been zoned multifamily residential urban since 2014. I would like to point out that according to City Code, the intent and purpose of the MFU zone district is this land use is designated, is intended to accommodate attached residential dwelling units with residential densities higher levels than SR, UR, and MFS zone districts. The maximum density of these dwelling units shall be 20 dwelling units per acre. These areas shall be fully served by municipal water and sewer and be located in areas that can accommodate project impacts concerning traffic, pedestrian access, parks, schools, commercial centers, and places of employment. In 2021, Mountain Star Investments LLC applied for a conditional use permit for a multifamily residential development on both lots 6 and 7 of Tamarack Tech Park, filing number 1. As you can see here on the left-hand side of the slide, the proposal consisted of 55 townhomes and 3 apartment buildings with a total of 167 dwelling units. In 2023, Mountain Star Investments LLC and Creighton Sukup submitted a new request that pertained only to Lot 6. City Council approved their proposal for 8 apartment buildings with 122 attached multifamily dwelling units on May 18th, 2023 by way of Ordinance 1450. This is the approval of question tonight. On this slide is the approved site plan. The approval included 2 different building types, type A, which is outlined in red, consists of 72 dwelling units and 3 buildings. Apartment type B, outlined in yellow, consists of 50 dwelling units and 5 buildings. Again, this current slide is the table outlining what was previously approved in 2021 and 2023. As you will see from the 2021 CUP, it was approved for a total of 167 dwelling units. And in 2023, it was a total of 122 dwelling units on Lot 6 only. Expiration and extensions of conditional use permits are governed by Municipal Code Section 1857.090, and that language is here on this slide. On May 15th, 2025, the city received a written request to extend the approvals associated with CUP SPR 2023-01 for 2 years. Since the CUP was initially approved on May 18th, 2023, the applicants have continued to work on this project. To date, they have submitted the final site plan construction drawings, as well as grading and infrastructure permits. The permits and associated documents have been through multiple rounds of review, although there are still outstanding issues that need to be resolved. This application met all noticing requirements and was referred to the agencies listed here on the slide. Staff did receive one comment from Core Electric, which stated Core conditionally approves of the extension, but will require a meeting with the applicant to address the grading, landscaping, snow storage areas to meet Core's clearance and installation requirements. Staff also received one public comment, which was included within the staff report packet. Planning Commission held a public hearing on July 24th, 2025, and after consideration of the staff report and comments made at public hearing, the Planning Commission decided with a vote of 5-1 to recommend that City Council approve the extension of the approved conditional use permit and site plan for 8 apartment buildings with 122 attached dwelling units in the multifamily residential urban zone. And lastly, as there are no regulations to assess, staff does not have a position or recommendation on this extension request. If the City Council finds that an extension is warranted and grants that the 2-year extension of the conditional use permit and site plan, then the approving resolution does state that the development is still subject to all conditions and dimensional standards specified within the original approval. If this extension request is approved, the CUP SPR entitlement will be extended for an additional 2 years with the new expiration date of May 18th of 2027. This concludes my presentation, and both of my applicants are online via Zoom tonight. So if you have any questions for myself or my applicants, I'd be more than willing to answer them.
Thank you, CJ. Council, any questions of staff?
Yeah, I do, real quick, before George jumps in. CJ, is this their first request for an extension?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
George?
Oh, I don't think I actually had any questions. I'm just looking through things, so.
Catherine, did you have something?
Yeah, I guess you more or less said they're moving along, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, like they have submitted full CDs, construction documents, and grading and infrastructure permits. And I would really like for the applicants to kind of talk about that process. They've had some issues with utility companies in town and working with them. So, you know, there's a lot of issues in the background that doesn't necessarily have to do with, you know, the city per se, but other utility providers.
All right. We'll have them come on as soon as, I'm sure council doesn't have anything else for staff at this point. Jeff?
I actually do have one question for you, Jeff Wilson. Because this is QJ, are we allowed to take into consideration the email, the email received by the public so far as?
Was this email received by everyone? Is it part of the record?
It's the comment in the packet.
Oh, yes.
The answer is yes.
Okay.
It's part of the packet. Everybody's seen it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else, council, before we bring the applicants in? All right. Thank you, CJ.
Sure.
Rob, would you bring them forward, please? And I'll extend a welcome to both of you.
I'm just going to stand here since my applicants are on Zoom tonight.
Absolutely.
Hey, good evening, council.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation, CJ. Um, as we've been working closely with the planning department over the last 2 years, and got basically essentially all the way up to submitting a final site plan review. One of the conditions in our CUP approval was that we had to work with Core Electric on grading, as they had an easement through our property for one of their feeder lines. We kind of went through the CU process and the construction documents. We have very minimal grading in their easement. Our engineers that in us decided that it wasn't a significant enough grading issue to start working with Core and Electric in the beginning. So, when we reached out with the final site plan, we weren't able, Core basically essentially doesn't want us grading over their line at all and wants us to move it. So we kind of were going back and forth with their land use attorney, et cetera, kind of working through that issue, and came to the conclusion that we really just need to move away from the property line. So we are now going through a redesign to reduce density and be able to bring some of the buildings and landscaping features away from the property line.
Thank you. Kurt, I see you're with us as well. I think you're one of the applicants.
Yes, I am. I would like to just say we're very excited about getting a project started in Woodland Park. We did start a project at the same time we started our project at Woodland Park. In the process, we're now completed in Georgetown with 50 units. And have residents already living in them. This was a real roadblock for us. We have construction plans, architectural plans, and we just got roadblocked from this grading issue. We've decided, as opposed to paying the $400,000, or approximately the amount for moving this line 6 inches, we've decided that we're going to have to reduce our density so that it will not encroach in that easement. And so we are in the process of doing that. And so all I can say is we're very thrilled to be there. We're very thrilled to do the project. We've had funding through this process. We've had the excitement to get things started. And we will just make some modifications so that we can get started very soon.
Thank you, sir. Staff, do you have any questions? Council, do you have any questions of the applicants? Jeff.
What are you anticipating the rental cost or the sales cost to be for these units?
Now that we're having to relook at what the design will be, we're going to be very competitive with the market. We understand what the market is. We will come with various financing packages so that it will be affordable for the local population.
Thank you.
Council, anything else for the applicants? All right, stand by. All right, if without any more questions of staff or the applicant, yes, Catherine. Oh, I'm sorry. I am about to do that. Thank you. Aren't we glad that has a lid? Thank you for that, Catherine. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to open the public hearing portion of the public comment portion of the public hearing. Is there anyone online or in the audience that would like to address the council?
Mayor
Yes,
Case, I have Mr. Wiseman signed up to speak.
Mr. Wiseman, please. If you just give us your full name and your city of residence, please, and you
Yes.
can carry on.
Todd Wiseman. I live in Woodland Park. Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. I'm here tonight to ask you to do what the Planning Commission failed to do. Uphold the plain and unambiguous language of our municipal code and deny the request for a 2-year extension for the base camp apartments. The permit for this project is expired. The law is clear that it cannot be revived, and to do so would be an act of defiance against our own city ordinances. The law is not a suggestion. The argument against this extension is not a matter of interpretation. It is a matter of plain reading. Our own law, Municipal Code 18.57.090, states that a permit shall expire 2 years after the date of approval. The approval for this project was on May 18th, 2023. Therefore, the permit expired on May 18th, 2025. This is a fact. The code provides a single relevant path to prevent this, an extension that, quote, has been granted by the City Council. The language is critical. Has been granted means that this should have already happened, signifying a completed action by the deadline. It means the council must review and approve the extension before the expiration date. A last-minute request is not an approval. An application is not a grant. The applicant submitted their request on May 15th, 2025, a mere 3 days before the permit expired. You are hearing this tonight on August 21st, more than 3 months after the permit lapsed into legal non-existence. No extension has been granted. Therefore, there is nothing left to extend. The Planning Commission advanced this item not because it is legal, but because they claimed that this is how we have done it before. This is a stunning and dangerous justification. It suggests our city is governed not by the written laws you are sworn to uphold, but by informal, inconsistent, and legally indefensible habits. Are we a city of laws or a city of traditions? Your duty is not to perpetuate past mistakes. Your duty is to the code. The code exists for clarity, fairness, and predictability for all. That includes residents and developers. When we ignore its plain text in favor of how it's been done, we create an arbitrary system where deadlines are meaningless and rules are applied selectively. This is not only poor governance, but it also opens the city to litigation. To approve this extension now would require you to retroactively resurrect an expired permit. Such an action would broadcast to all future applicants that our deadlines are merely suggestions and that diligence is optional. It would fatally undermine the integrity of our city's legal framework. I urge you to stand for the rule of law over the rule of habit. The facts are simple, the code is clear, the permit is expired. Let me conclude with this. Each of you raised your right hand and swore a solemn oath to support, quote, the charter and ordinances of the city of Woodland Park. Tonight, that oath is being tested. The choice before you is clear. You can enforce the laws as is written, or you can disregard your sworn promise in favor of an undefined past practice. Honoring your oath requires you to uphold the plain text of our code. I urge you to fulfill your sworn duty and to deny this extension. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any
Do we have
questions?
comment from staff?
I can answer questions if you have.
That's fine. Thank you, sir.
Any comments regarding Mr. Wiseman's? Sure. And the code section that Mr. Wiseman was referring to was in my slideshow, but I just want to put that up for you right now, just so you guys can all read that language as
Thank you.
well. So that is section 18.57.090. So you guys can all take a minute to read that code section. Mr. Wiseman was correct as far as we did have this discussion at length during the Planning Commission, and you guys all received a copy of the PC minutes within the staff report packet. Historically speaking, it has been staff's prerogative as well as backing from the city attorney's office that, the permit does not expire until we receive the application in full into the planning department. So, the application was received on May 15th, which was prior to that May 18th expiration date of this conditional use permit and site plan review. So it's been staff's prerogative to, push these extension requests forward if we receive that application to prior the expiration date. So I can answer questions and.
Thank you, CJ.
Sure.
Council.
So you said this is also in conjunction with the city attorney's recommendation? And the staff would have that prerogative?
Yeah, so we have staff attorneys, Jeff's team at our planning commission meetings as well. And Ms. Stewart was there and she spoke up and spoke about that as well. So, yeah.
Is it the position of the city of Woodland Park then that once we receive that application for extension, that the expiration is in the process of being renewed? Is there some sort of differentiation that keeps it from,
I also-
hitting that expiration?
We also have the planning director would like to add a comment as well.
Okay.
Karen?
Thank you. Yeah, to add to what CJ's been trying to explain, that the Planning Commission and City Council both have historically looked at a couple of different things when an application comes in requesting an extension. The first one is, and this is not spelled out in the code, but did the application come in prior to the expiration date? So in this case, that is a yes. The second thing we also look at is, has there been any progress on the project over the past 2 years? With this particular application, the answer is yes. When you looked back at that slide that CJ was sharing, one of the criteria actually talks about the issuance of the permit to begin construction. And while these gentlemen have been working diligently towards getting to that point, they've not quite gotten there with an approved permit and actually moving dirt on the ground. So those are what we explained in the staff report and what we're bringing forward to you. And this, yes, it is practice. It's not the absolute letter of how that regulation is written. But when we go back and we look at other extensions that have been granted here in Woodland Park for a very long time, these same criteria have been looked at and reviewed relative to other applications asking for extensions.
Thank you, Karen. I would just observe that the applicant did get the request for an extension filed with the city in a timely fashion. And oftentimes it does take process for us to get to an approval of such application for extension, which the council has 2 meetings a month, and scheduling that, I mean, it is August, I understand, but the staff has a process. And so I would view it as being timely because the application was received by the city in a timely manner to ask for that extension. That's my view. Council, do you have anything to share?
Well, so in general, I'm not necessarily a fan of extensions, but they've started, I mean, they're clearly through the process, they're working on the process. And I don't think based on the code I've been working with, there's anything that's in the code that's going to change in the next 2 years that would not allow this to be built going forward. Correct?
That's correct.
So, yeah, so I'm reasonably comfortable with it.
Seth?
If council chose not to extend the conditional use permit, what would be the process for that applicant going forward? But are they able to use like the same documents and forms pretty much? Or are we really setting them back 2 years?
Yeah, they would just have to start over from the permitting standpoint. So yeah, they would just have to reapply for a conditional use and site plan review with the planning department. It would go through a whole nother review with planning department, utilities, our on-call engineer that we have a contract with. And then it would go in front of planning commission and ultimately you all to pass a second ordinance on that reapplication.
Okay. And I know both you and Karen have spoken about the process that you go through in evaluating these types of things. Would you say that is applied consistently to all applicants currently?
Regarding extension requests?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jeff, did you have something?
I keep noodling it in my head, so I'll just ask. Originally, when this project was approved, was how much consideration, and I believe both of you were on council at the time,
Yes.
how much consideration was given to the water use?
We have the utilities director here.
I wondered if that get kept.
He will have better answers than I will.
Fair enough.
So this particular property was at the time when we were looking at what I'll call high priority housing. And back then there was a number thrown out around 400. So there was numerous properties that increased their densities just after that was one of the hot priorities. So we looked at it, we said we could serve it. And not just this property, but other ones as well.
And nothing's materially changed in that belief in the last 2 years?
No, they're asking to actually decrease the density now.
Right.
Yep.
No, I just figured I'd ask.
So, yeah, good
Thanks,
question.
Thank you, Kip. Anyone else?
So can I go back? I'm just gonna piggyback off of Seth, because that was the other half of the question I was gonna ask, but I was trying to be nice and not ask two questions. No, that's okay. So if they have to start over, and they're just gonna do the paperwork again, you're not gonna likely change anything, correct?
Change anything regarding
Regarding
process?
Approval,
the approvals, I mean,
permits.
we're just gonna go basically do the same thing we're gonna do tonight, but we're gonna extend it
Right.
3 or 4 months, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that would be up to the applicant if they would want to make the same exact application as they did prior, or, you know, a redevelopment or something like that if something changes. So, but that would all be in subsequent applications and meetings. So,
Right, okay.
yeah.
So the property's zoned multifamily, so that property's gonna get developed multifamily. Period.
It's just an anomaly in Woodland Park that we require conditional use permits.
Yep.
For building multifamily residential dwelling units in a multifamily zone. So that this property is zoned for multifamily. So yeah, the applicants are here in front of you tonight asking for an extension of that previous approval.
Along the lines of the starting all over question, what's the approximation of fees they would have to pay to start from scratch?
Well, I can't comment on what they would have to, you know,
Based on what
spend
they
on,
would-
you know, if they were have to update construction documents and surveying and.
The city of Woodland Park.
Yes,
what would it
gosh,
cost them?
off the top of my head, if I don't have the fee schedule in front of me for the conditional use permit, it's just north of $1,000.
Okay.
Plus the site plan review is the same price, so, you know, we're looking at 25.
No, I'm not looking for exact, I'm just trying to wrap my head around the different options in front of us, so thank you.
Sure.
Anyone else?
And planning, I'm looking through the minutes now, so
Yeah.
they approved, was it 5-1? Okay.
Yeah, it was a vote of 5-1.
Anything else, council? All right. Anyone else have a public comment to share with the council during this public comment portion of the public hearing? Online? No? All right. Thank you. I will close the public comment portion of this public hearing. You have to be really careful when you say that word. Any further questions or discussion, council? Give it to you. Hearing none, I would look for a motion. Don't jump too fast. I will make a motion to approve Resolution 933, Series 2025, a resolution granting a 2-year extension to May 18th, 2027 of a conditional use permit with a site plan for the purpose of allowing 8 apartment buildings with 122 attached dwelling units in the multifamily residential urban zone. The subject property is located at the end of Tamarack Parkway and is known as Lot 6, Tamarack Tech Park, filing number 5, City of Woodland Park, Teller County, Colorado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion, council? Suzanne?
Thank you. Smith,
Yes.
Case?
Yes.
Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant,
No.
Gear,
No.
Jones?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries 4-2.
Thank you, council. And thank you, everyone, for your participation in that. That takes us
Thank you
to
very
item-
much.
Thank you. That takes us to item 10, new business. We have none, and that now takes us to reports. I have something. Here it is. I did present some information to the city manager from the PPACG board meeting. Sally Clark is now what's her title, Aaron? She's the state director for USDA.
Correct.
Yes. Now, and you know who Sally Clark is. She served as a council member in Colorado Springs. She's been a commissioner. She was served as a member of staff for Mayor Mobilotti. She's served in a lot of different positions over her career. And now she's working for the state as a director. USDA has a lot of programs that she covered, and Aaron, I've given the presentation to Aaron so that he can look into that and see if there's anything that might meet our needs that he can look into obtaining for us. So I just wanted you to know about that, and he's going to look into it and explore those options further. And with that, I'm going to share community events from August 21st through September 4th. 2025. Before I do that, I also want to report to you that, remember the 10-year plan that the PPACG board rejected? We have now approved that as it was modified and brought back to us by CDOT to add some projects to increase capacity, which was the rub with PPACG, because we have so many issues around the state with our roadways having the capacity to hold the traffic that we have everywhere. And so there was some projects added and some adjustments made to add some capacity improvements. So the board did find their way to approve that by unanimous vote. Sorry about that. Community events on Friday, August 22nd from 10:30 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. at the library is DMV to Go, the exciting new program from Colorado Division of Motor Vehicles, where they bring the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, to you. Some services provided are help with first-time Colorado driver's license or ID cards, out-of-state transfers, renewal of license, permit or ID cards, and many other things. No registration is required. On Saturday, August 23rd from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Northeast Teller County Fire Station. The station, located on Evergreen Heights Drive, is celebrating 40 years of service to the community by hosting an open house. There will be lots of activities and free lunch for everyone to enjoy. Just a friendly reminder, Monday, September 1st, 2025, it will already be Labor Day, and City Hall will be closed in observation of that holiday. Can't believe it's already here. On Thursday, September 4th, from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Greater Woodland Park Chamber of Commerce will be hosting a Lunch and Learn event at the Ute Pass Cultural Center. Presenters will be preparing you for one of life's most important transitions in their Roadmap to Medicare session. Registration is required and can be done on the Chamber's website. I did that a little over a year ago. It was my birthday present. It's great. Look forward to it. It's great. That's all I have, Catherine.
So obviously we had charter review last month, last month. And then the only other thing I have is the next charter review committee meeting is September 10th at 2:30 here at City Hall upstairs.
Thank you, Seth.
We had another Keep Woodland Park Beautiful meeting this month in August, last week, in fact. We're going to be doing a Creek Week cleanup of the Fountain Creek watershed. So what that means is we're going to be walking pretty much from Cavalier Park to where Cristola Roadhouse is, and picking up debris, litter, just all sorts of stuff that shouldn't be in creeks. Going to get it out of there. And it's really just a way to celebrate, our watershed and keep our town looking great again. There will be more information coming out very quickly about that as far as dates, times, and how you can get registered. So please make sure you take a look at the Keep Woodland Park Beautiful website on the city page. Thank you.
Thank you, Seth. Jeff?
So I don't have any updates from HPC, as I am a new liaison and have not had the privilege of attending a meeting just yet, so nothing there. That being said, on a personal / public note, college football starts again this weekend, and in the spirit of that, I'd just like to say, go Cats. Let's go.
George?
No DDA. Thank you guys for the consensus on the Main Street thing. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to that. And the only other thing I'd mention, just as an FYI, I believe Suzanne, September 4th, Community Partnership is going to be presenting.
Yes.
And they're going to be talking about the progress on the garden. If you guys haven't walked around there, just, or the public, if you guys haven't walked around, please do. It's amazing. Yeah.
It is. It is. They've done a fabulous job and it's only going to get better.
Yes.
Thanks, George. Steve?
Well, at this time and moment, I haven't had the pleasure of being on a PRAD meeting yet, just
Oh.
like Mr. Jeffrey over there with the HPC, but I'm looking forward to doing it and bringing back some information.
Cool. You'll enjoy it. When I was on that, we called it the fun committee, right, Don?
Me? Fun? No.
It's the fun committee. Thank you. City Attorney. All right, Aaron?
All right, I did ask Kip to come up and give us a couple of brief updates on the reservoir and also on a street project.
Okay, reservoir. Temporary bridge was set in place the end of July. They finished up the first round of the geotech work. Interesting enough, both good and bad results. I'll say preliminary results at this point, as far as, how deep they had to drill before they hit something solid. Things like that, as far as, how deep bedrock actually is and how far we can excavate down to fill the reservoir, those type of things. We did spend a little bit extra money. The state requested some additional, I'll say, information on some of the boreholes. We did some additional borings for the access roads. So that all finished up and they will be removing the temporary bridge in the next week or two. So that's great news. In regards to the access, we're shooting for mid-October for 65% design on the access points and the permitting for those as well. So that's exciting. And then we have in the budget that'll be coming forward preliminary numbers for those access points so we can start putting in the access roads. So when this thing is designed, we can go straight to construction. So a lot of movement there. Very excited. More to come on the reservoir. Secondly, road projects, Browning. All the concrete work was done. They actually started paving today. It's been an eventful day. It's the first time we've ever paved a road and had to tear it right up right away. So had a water leak on that road today. We actually stopped them from paving and relocated them to a different spot so they could finish paving so we can get those residents happy again. I do thank them for their patience, but it was interesting. I've never had to dig through a hot asphalt road before. So
You said it was easy.
Wow.
yeah, it was a lot easier digging today, that's for sure. The crew is still out there. I'm very thankful for them and appreciative. Give a shout out to them. They've been working hard all day trying to get this thing fixed. But exciting that we're getting progress on that road. And about a third of it was paved today. So from Evergreen Street all the way to Highway 24. So that was paved. And I imagine tomorrow if we have success tonight on that water main, they'll start paving the rest of it tomorrow. So
Please extend my appreciation as well. That's hard duty.
it is very hard. We actually had to dig up somebody's driveway today because the valve was covered under their asphalt. That wasn't hot. So thank you, council.
At least it wasn't winter.
Exactly.
Thank you, Kip.
Thanks, Kip.
The other item that I wanted to share is our code review project is moving forward. We have officially sent it over to the attorneys for review. So it will go through the attorney's office for, I don't have an exact amount of time, but it will go through their office for review. And then once we have all of those changes and feedback, it'll come back to planning commission one last time, I believe. And then it will be making its way to council. So I wanted the community to know that and also for you all to know that it will be coming in some time.
So, having been on that, having been there when that part of it anyway, and I know Catherine, you've been quite active with it. When it comes to council, what are we looking at all of it or?
Yes, sir.
So Yeah,
We
well,
we will look to have a public process for this.
okay.
So we will be looking to have a joint work session between planning commission
Oh,
and
work-
council.
okay.
We'll be looking to have, if that's not enough, public engagement, then we'll look to do a little bit more. And then it will come to council. So that it'll come to you all eventually for final review, but it will not be like, hey, it just shows up on your desk and we gotta approve
Yeah,
it.
do you anticipate it as one, or, one ordinance, one motion, or is, just say in total, or are we?
I don't
breaking-
know if they're gonna look to break it up into the different sections or if they're going to look to bring it as one document.
Karen has her hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Karen?
Yeah, happy to chime in here and help. Because of the nature of the document, that we've taken essentially 3 titles of our current regulations, 16, 17, and 18. Those cover mobile homes, subdivision, and then zoning regulations. And those are being recombined into one unified document. So it's actually a wholesale repeal and replace type ordinance that you will have in front of you.
Oh, okay.
And to the manager's point, after the legal review and bringing planning commission up to speed in terms of where we are, we do anticipate an unveiling, so to speak, and a 30-day general public comment period where the public has an opportunity to grind through it and look and comment, provide any feedback. And then after that, incorporate any of those suggestions as the planning commission feels appropriate. And then it goes through public hearings with planning commission, and their recommendation comes to city council for you guys to do your own public hearings and hopefully adoption.
Got it. Thank you, Karen.
Sure, my pleasure.
So we're talking several months still.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have time to review.
Slow and steady. We're getting it done. Just slow and steady.
Thank you, Karen.
Yep.
That's all I have.
All right then. Nothing, Suzanne?
I just wanted to thank council for full attendance last night at our volunteer barbecue for all the boards, committees, and groups that we had volunteers there. Last night, we had about 60 people in attendance. About 40 of them were volunteers and their guests, and I think we had a really fun evening.
It was
So
great. It was.
I appreciate the full attendance on council's part, so thank you all.
No, thank
It
you,
was a-
Suzanne.
Yeah,
That was
thanks to
fun.
all of. It was a lot of fun. It was a nice event. Rain held off.
And that's what I was just gonna say, and the rain held off.
Just a few drops.
Didn't look, it looked nasty.
Yeah. Anything else for the good of the order? We are adjourned.
For the good of the order.
Jeff, be safe. Good to have you here.